Hello friends, welcome to the channel The Word of Ayurveda. In this episode, we would like to summarize the process of digestion by the gastrointestinal tract and how the Ayurveda has conceptualized it. Ayurveda elaborates that the four types of food that we take, that is the food which we chew, the food which we eat, the food which we lick, and the food which we drink. Once it enters our mouth, then it is processed by the bodha cough or saliva in the mouth. And once the process of softening of the food is complete, the Udan Vayu help us to swallow this food through the food pipe into the ashe, that is amashe, where the amla pak will take place. While the pak which took place at the oral cavity of the mouth was named as madhur pak. In stomach, in the acidic medium or amla pak, there are 6 components which are essential for digestion of the food. And this is ushma, which can be correlated with the digestive enzymes or enzymes that process the food. This is glade, that is the aqueous content, which are required to softening the food. Then there is sneh, that is the fat content, which again further soften the food. Of course, there is kal. There is a time required, or there is a specific time for which the food has to stay in the stomach. Another important component is vayu, that is sman vayu in this case, which is responsible for the movement or the peristalsis of the stomach, which is responsible for secretions from the stomach wall, which is also responsible for porosity of the food, for the digestive action of the enzymes. And of course, the another important is samyog, that is we have to decide that the food eaten is based on the concept of Ashtvid Visheshayatan and Dwadash Pravichar. It is rich in Sarvgraha and Parigraha as far as Rashi is concerned. In other words, the food should be balanced qualitatively and quantitatively. It should be staple, it should be as per the season, as per the age of the individual, or as per the state of sickness or health, and so many other variable factors. The digestion in case of stomach is in acidic medium called as amla pak, but it is not complete. Then the food enters the small intestine, or the first part of the small intestine, duodenum, which is around 10 inch, and from duodenum it goes to jejunum, then the ileum. The total distance of the small intestine is around 22 to 25 feet in length. Here the pith coming from the yakrit, we commonly call as bile, as well as the secretions of the pancreas join the food, and with the help of enzymes of the intestine. Of course, the other variables like drab, like sneh, like kal, like vayu will also be functional over this particular part of the gastrointestinal tract. Here, the vayu plays an important role of absorption of the food, shoshan of the food. And after staying in the small intestine for 3 to 4 hours, food enters the large intestine. In the large intestine, the primary function of that structure is absorption of the water content from the food and give it the shape of the feces, as well as to store the fecal matter into the specific pouch we call as rectum. Most of the movement in the large intestine are segmental movement, which help in the absorption of the food, and there are the propulsive movement in the form of reflex we call as gastrocolic reflex, which initiate the desire to pass the stool, and whatever the contents are there in the rectum are passed out as fecal matter. Rectum also plays important role in absorption of the fluid from the gut. As a result of it, Ayurveda has given it as the seat of formation of the urine also. The dosh active in the rectum is the Vata dosh, especially the Apan Vayu, which is important for defecation. Now, this act of defecation normally is 1 to 2 times a day, and within first few seconds in a healthy gut the stools are passed in 1 or 2 pieces. But sometimes if the urge of passage of stool is overlooked, or what we commonly call as mal beg is dharn, then the fecal matter can become very hard, so that it may become fecolith or pellet-like structure may be formed, which we commonly call as constipated stool over there. Friends, the journey of the food from mouth to rectum almost take 15 to 18 hours, which help us to pass stool in the morning after initiating the gastrocolic reflex. And an ideal human being or a healthy gut is supposed to pass stool once or twice in a day. This is the physiology of the gastrointestinal tank. In the next episodes, we will be talking about individual diseases of the gastrointestinal tract. For example, the diseases of the stomach may be Amlapit, or it may be Anadrav Shul. Diseases of the small intestine may be Parinam Shul, may be intestinal obstruction, may be Grahini Rog, may be Shul, and the diseases of the large intestine in the form of Pravahika, Atisar, as well as the Anaha or constipation. This will also include description of prevalent diseases like irritable bowel syndrome and few other inflammatory diseases of the gut, both of small gut and large gut. We shall be discussing all these diseases one by one in coming episodes. Thank you. I will request you to keep watching this channel and give your comments and suggestions on the email of this channel. The email is the Ayurveda helpline at gmail.com. I will repeat it, the Ayurveda helpline at gmail.com. Thank you very much.